Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. This video is going to be about straight line conversion graphs. Before we begin the actual content of this video, please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Remember, you can always comment down below any questions that you had about the video or any other maths question, and I will get round to answering you. Straight line conversion graphs is a topic that is really where we first start to utilize our ability to draw a graph and then pick out points from it. So I've got an example of a conversion graph here. We have on the y-axis euros and on the x-axis pounds. So what this graph enables us to do is to convert between one of these denominations to the other one without needing to calculate. So the graph itself is the product of a calculation. All right? We need to do a calculation first in order to draw this graph, but once we have done it, then we can just use it. So we've got two sets of dotted lines on this graph. So the first is £60. And what we're going to do is we're just going to trace upwards a vertical line to our diagonal or equation line. And then we're going to go to the left with another dotted line, okay, until we reach the y-axis, and just reading off that value from the euros axis. So we can see that this will give us around 84 euros. So you'll have noticed I said around just then. That's because readings when they're taken from a graph are not exact. So if we used an equation that was an exact equation, then we would get an exact answer. But because we've drawn the equation on the graph and then used the graph, the answers are not going to be exact. So in an exam situation, you'll get a range of values that you're allowed to answer with, and hopefully 84 euros in the case of this question would be within that range that the examiner is looking for. So we can also convert starting from the y-axis and going onto the x-axis. So we've got a question above which starts at 120 euros. And so what we'll have been asked to do is to use this graph to convert euros into pounds. Of course, we're just going to go across the dotted line in a horizontal direction because we started on the y-axis. Note where it crosses my diagonal equation line, and then come vertically downwards to my x-axis, which is pounds, and read off that position where it crosses the axes. So this here is going to be around 86 pounds. So this is the first example question. I've chosen this one because it's a nice example that shows not all of the conversion graphs are necessarily one straight line, and they're not necessarily lines that pass through the origin. We can see that the first straight line section actually crosses the axis at around $50, the y-axis there, and the gradient in fact changes when we get to the second line. So let's have a go at answering this question here together. So the question asks us, what is the cost per month of using 80 units of electricity? So in other words, we're conversing between units of electricity and the cost. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with 80, go vertically upwards till we reach the equation line, or the first section of the equation line, and then we're going to draw a line horizontally until it crosses the y-axis, which in this case will tell us the cost. This line to me looks to be just around $130, so that's what I'm going to put for my answer. So moving on to part B, Zach's bill is $210. That indicates to me that I'm going to be converting from cost into units of electricity. So let's draw a horizontal line across until it reaches our equation line. We can see now that if we follow that position downwards, we cross the units axis at 220, and so that's how many units of electricity he will have used. Part C is very similar to part B, where we're starting off with a cost, and we're trying to find the number of units used. However, in this case, we'll see that $50 is in fact where my line crosses the y-axis, or the cost axis, right? That means the units number for that position is going to be 0. So this graph then shows us that even if we used no electricity in a month, we'd still be charged $50. Thank you for watching this video. I'm glad you've made it all the way to the end. If you have any questions about the video, remember you can leave them down in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.